On January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger prepared for launch on what was to be NASA's 25th shuttle mission. The launch had already been delayed multiple times, and there was public and political pressure for it to proceed. Among the 7 crew members was Krista McAuliffe, a civilian school teacher, drawing massive media attention to the mission. Despite NASA wanting to launch immediately, the O-rings that filled the joints in the solid rocket boosters were not suitable for the freezing temperatures. The rubber O-rings, which were designed to prevent hot gases from escaping, became stiff and brittle in the cold. Engineers at Morton Thiokol were very concerned. One engineer, Roger Boisjoly, had been warning others for months that launching under such cold conditions could be a mistake. At 11:38 a.m., the Challenger lifted off. Engineers at Morton Thiokol had strongly advised a delay due to the temperature. Still, after internal debates and pressure from NASA, Thiokol executives gave the go-ahead. Seconds after the launch, a small plume of smoke was visible near the right solid rocket booster. This was an early sign of O-ring failure. Initially, the gap was filled temporarily by the aluminum slag from the burning fuel. However, at around 58 seconds into flight, Challenger flew into a narrow, fast-moving jet stream with lateral wind speeds over 300 kilometers per hour. The shuttle was violently shaken. Telemetry data showed a sudden sideways thrust, and video analysis showed the dramatic zigzag in the smoke trail. This was a possible sign that the stress had knocked loose the temporary seal. 15 seconds later, the hot gases broke through the booster joint. A flame came through the external fuel tanks, filling liquid hydrogen and oxygen. Structural failure followed, and the external tank collapsed. The solid rocket booster broke loose, and Challenger broke apart midair and killed all 7 astronauts. While physical failures contributed to the explosion, a significant portion of the issue was attributed to the culture and psychology of both of the organizations involved. At Morton Thiokol, engineers like Boisjoly were overruled by management under pressure from NASA. The safety concerns were silenced by the desire to meet deadlines and maintain NASA's image. In the face of public judgment and budget cuts, Morton Thiokol was worried they would lose a billion-dollar deal, and NASA was worried that they would lose image. Groupthink also played a huge role in the Challenger disaster. In the launch decision meeting, engineers initially recommended a delay. Despite this, NASA pushed back, implying the need for proof that the shuttle would fail. Not that it might. Under pressure, Morton Thiokol management asked for a private caucus where they changed their recommendation. In doing so, they violated their own safety culture and ignored evidence-based concerns. There was also a strong illusion of control and overconfidence within NASA leadership. Having launched many successful missions before, they assumed that past successes guaranteed future safety. NASA had seemingly normalized accepting small abnormalities as normal because nothing bad had happened yet. This played a significant role in ignoring the O-ring concerns. It is also important to note that the public watching the Challenger was unaware of the safety concerns. This violated the public's right to information that could affect their physical and psychological well-being. The Challenger disaster teaches that being right is not enough if your voice is not heard. Companies need to encourage engineers to speak up about safety concerns even if it is inconvenient. If I could go back in time, I'd implement a system that gives engineers the right to halt operations when safety is in doubt, without fear of being overruled or losing their job. I would also encourage companies to make space for dissent and require unanimous engineering sign-off on critical safety decisions. If one person says stop, the system should pause and make sure that concern is resolved.